They're, you know, there's places where it's 6 months ago, the minutes still aren't posted. So, and we also need to have at least once a month, there should be a meeting in the evening hours. You know, every time, you know, they're all during the day. They're at 2 o'clock and they're 10 o'clock. For the last 2 months, I've only missed 2 meetings, and it's always the same public that's there, so there's not the opportunity for the people to come and voice their opinion. You know, the sales tax issues, in my personal opinion, it was a big smoke screen. You know, they're asking for a quarter, then they turned around and they're asking for a half plus with a rollback, you know, plus with the stormwater, which the stormwater and your rollback are items that the public has no say on. You know, those are items that only that office can put on or take off. And that stormwater was an issue that each township or village, you know, they either were in it or not, and it was at that price. And now they've taken that away from them, you know, that option. And that program could go away, you know, which has helped a lot of communities. So the transparency, it should be easy for you to see and easy for us to, you know, get our hands on, so we can ask the questions and have meetings where you can ask the questions.
Linda?
I don't think it's an issue of secrecy. I think it's an issue of incompetence and lack of planning. When I went to the hearing for the sales tax, someone from the audience asked, why are you not putting this tax increase up to a vote of the public? And the answer was, well, in order to do that, we would have had to be ready by December 7th. Then be ready by December 7th. Do your job, do your homework, make your plans. It's not that hard to do. Honestly, I think everything has been reactive. Oh, we don't have enough money. Oh, we better cut a couple people. I asked one of the commissioners about strategic planning, if any strategic planning had ever been done. And the answer was, oh yeah, we do that all the time. We do long-range planning. That isn't what strategic planning is. Strategic planning is a way bigger thing than that, and we haven't had any in this county. So I don't think it's a function of secrecy. I don't think they're hiding anything. I think they're just incompetent, and I hate to say that. And I do know that our Republican guy is outnumbered, but I think it could be done a lot better. In terms of building management, the National County Commissioners Association has an Energy Star program that you can be set up in that program for free. I don't know if they're doing that or not. Certainly that'd be something that we would want to look at. I think we should be streaming the meetings on the internet. The website, I don't know if you've ever visited the County Commissioner's website. It's pretty lame. It doesn't do very much. And as Dick was saying, with technology the way it is today, that's a tool. We owe communication to the public. And it would be very easy to use the website to do that, and that's what we ought to be doing. So that's my answer.
Okay. John?
Thank you, sir. Made myself some notes, so if I refer to them, please bear with me. Let's talk about the voluntary inclusion of participating communities. This is to answer EPA mandates. That's basically an unfunded edict from on high, from the state, from the feds, that these communities have chosen to participate as a group to satisfy these demands. The commissioners, without consulting any of these member units, said, we're just going to randomly cut this in half because it looks good. My word's not theirs, but the reality is they gave no explanation for why they did it. Is it political expedience, or is it because they were charging too much? By indications from member communities, this is going to adversely affect and, as indicated, possibly even cripple this program, something that's actually working in this county. Let's just ask this question. Let's look at the least talked about component of this to see what the true motivation is. The least talked about component of this was the cutting in half. So let's ask ourselves, what does that really mean? Why are they doing that? It was for some reason held back. I don't want to sound like this is a conspiracy issue, but usually, as a prosecutor, I'm sure you appreciate this, when something's not talked about, there's a very good reason for it. There is something not right here. Our county engineer is also our stormwater management individual. Has this person been consulted? By all indications, no. There were a number of other independently elected officials at these hearings. Our county engineer was not there. I wonder why. Let's talk about how the commissioners presented this. They said it's a 3-0 vote, therefore it doesn't go to the public. Then when the discussion came up about, well, why doesn't this go to the public for a vote? Well, because we bundled it with a unvoted inside millage component, which, you know, as a package, we can't do that. So they kind of alluded to the fact that, well, we really couldn't put this on the ballot, therefore a referendum could be generated. Yes, a referendum could be generated to remove the increase in the sales tax, leaving the inside millage alone. But here's where it becomes a little bit interesting. With a simple majority of the commissioners, not all three, a simple majority, it could be raised back to the 2.1 from the 1.0. So we could just sit back, have the 0.5 increase in sales tax, and with a simple majority, and this is why we have to have two conservatives on as county commissioners, not just one. Winning one seat's not going to do it, folks. We need two. Let me just make that absolutely clear. With a simple majority, we could have an increase in our sales tax and our inside millage on our own homes could go right back to where it was. So I ask you, take a look at cause and effect. That's the most important thing, and question the motives, or why is something not being talked about, and let's take a good closer look at it. Thank you.
For the next question, candidates, if you could make sure you speak up. Some of the folks in the back have a little bit harder time hearing, so you can project a
You
little
can move
bit.
up if you want. We got a lot of chairs in the front here. It's not like school where you're going to be called on and you'll have to. No one's going to call on you to do anything. Okay, the next issue is the issue of illegal immigration and how that applies to the county commissioners. In 2005, the county commissioners adopted a resolution that they would accept the Matricula Consular card, which is a card issued by the Mexican consulate to people who are in the United States, almost always illegally, but they could be here legally, but that they would accept that as valid identification, and they issued an order to the Sheriff's Department as well. As I understand it, when, you know, Painesville has acquired the nickname Little Tijuana, and when they had an Ola Day, where they were, I don't know, having some sort of a celebration, for some reason they invited the commander of the Border Patrol in this region to attend. And he did, and he told me that he saw gang tattoos on at least 100 people. Now, those are the kinds of gangs that deal drugs and are violent. So we have a Republican precinct committeeman, John Musick, who has attempted to get the commissioners to re-examine that issue and acceptance of the Matricula Consular card for years, and they refused to do it. So I would ask the candidates, beginning with Dave, what do you think about that whole issue?
Well, the whole issue is a pretty vast subject that I don't know if I can answer in 2 minutes, but I will try.
Well, I'm referring to the commissioners' acceptance of the card.
The valid ID should only be given by authorized agencies, and that should be the only one that's accepted. That's the short answer. I think they should be, you should call them illegal aliens as opposed to illegal immigrants. I'm a grandson of immigrants from Germany, from Ireland, from England, and of course I married up to the Slovenian side. They really followed the path though. In my wife's family, her great-grandfather came here, one of the first Slovenian immigrants here in St. Vitus Parish, Vitus Rebar, that's my wife's family, and Joseph Turk. So this is the way that, and we need immigration. Now face it, we need immigration. There is nothing wrong with that. I'd venture to say that most of us are products of immigration, but legal, okay? Legal immigration, not illegal aliens that are taking away county resources and that are causing crime and wreaking havoc with our budgets. The other thing that I can just briefly mention is the connections that I have developed. I've been very fortunate to have run in a race before and have made some connections, not only at the state level, but at the federal level with some of our representatives. So when you're on a first name basis, when you have those kind of relationships, we can talk a little bit easier rather than just someone calling from out of the blue. So if we need some help from the federal government, and that we do have, you know, with this candidate, we have already gone ahead and made some of those connections, and that's why, again, we say Dave Fiebig is job ready. Thank you.
I think the question was really geared towards why the commissioners have not dealt with this. I don't know. I think that